Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com. Today we're going to make cornmeal scones, or maybe you call them scones, and this is what they look like. These scones have a wonderfully crisp outside crust, yet inside they are soft and a little bit crumbly. So the first thing you need to do is to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 200 degrees Celsius. And then you will need a baking sheet. You can line it with parchment paper like I've done here, or you can lightly butter it or spray it with one of those non-stick sprays. Now, if you're using a regular oven where the heating element is on the bottom, I like to double pan the baking sheets, and that way the bottom of the scones won't get too brown. So I'm making the batter by hand. It's really easy, just stir everything together. So in a large bowl, I have 2 cups, which is 260 grams of all-purpose flour. You may know that as plain flour. And to that, I'm adding 1/3 cup, 50 grams of cornmeal. Now, cornmeal is corn kernels that are dried and ground. They come just like corn. There's white and there's yellow. And it can be a stone ground and then different or regular, and it can be fine, medium, coarse. Really, you can, whatever you have at home or whatever you want to use. I am using white cornmeal, stone ground, medium grain. And this is a little different than a cornbread. A cornbread is mainly cornmeal and a little bit of flour. This one's the other way around. Mainly flour, a little bit of cornmeal, but we still get that really nice nutty flavor of the cornmeal. So next, 1/3 cup, 65 grams of granulated white sugar. And then you will need 2 1/4 teaspoons, which is 9 grams of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon, 2 grams of salt. And then I'm just going to whisk all that together. I'm using a whisk. You could just use a spoon, fork, your hands. So next, for flavoring, I'm going to add the zest of 1 orange. I mean, if you want to get technical, we're going to use about 2 teaspoons, about 5 grams, but usually I just have an orange and I just use 1 orange. And when you're grating, I have this microplane. You could use your box grater for this. But what you want to do is just grate the outside orange part, not underneath the white, because that's kind of bitter. And make sure you wash your orange first. That's good enough. Okay. And then I'm just going to break that up in the flour. And I'm also going to add 1 cup, which is 100 grams of currants. I think that goes nice with the cornmeal. You could use other things. You could use like dried cranberries, dried cherries, raisins, chocolate chips, or a mixture. So, and if your currants, or if you were using raisins, they're not nice and soft, then what you might want to do, like beforehand, half hour or so, is just soak your currants in water or even a little orange juice, and then drain that. But that way, that'll just soften them right up. So that's that, and then kind of make a little well in the center. Now these scones are a little different than most of the ones I make. We're not adding any butter. Most of the fat is coming from are, now you can use half and half cream, which is half cream, half milk. You could just use milk if you want to keep this pretty low fat. I like a little bit of richness, or you could even use whipping cream. So I'm using half and half, which really is half cream, half milk. And you will need 1 cup, which is 240 milliliters, 240 grams. And then along with that, I'm using 1 large egg, which is about 50 grams. And I'm just going to whisk that. And then, you know, I like vanilla. I am going to add 1 teaspoon, 4 grams of pure vanilla extract. Now, if you want to keep this a little more like a cornbread, then just leave out the vanilla. So I'm going to add my egg. thing about when you're making like a scone dough, you don't want to add all of your milk at once because you never know how much the flour, how much liquid the flour will absorb. A lot of that has to do with just transportation of the flour and that. So I'm going to add most of it, and my cream, my half and half is cold. So just stir this all together. I mean, how easy is this? Need a little more there. I'm going to get my hands in there because it's hard to tell unless you, yeah, that's about right. So I didn't use all my cream. It's pretty soft dough, this one, because we don't have the butter. So just keep that in mind. Whoop. So what I'm going to do, a little messy here. So if your hands are, which mine are, just take a little flour and you can, over another bowl, clean up your fingers. So I'm just going to move that aside. And then you want to flour your surface. Okay. And just knead it together. Make sure it's all moistened, all your flour, and then pat it into a round. About 7 inches, 18 centimeters. You can get out your ruler if you're new to this. Move it around so it's not sticking, like so. That's about right. And then you could have it, take a knife, or I have a bench scraper. Let's cut this in half and half. I'm going to make 8 pie-shaped wedges. You know, if you wanted to, yes, you could take a cookie cutter and make rounds, but I find this the easiest way. Wedges. Just space them. Baking sheet. Okay. There we go. Move that around. And then what I like to do is take a little milk, cream, whatever you have, and with a pastry brush, let's brush the top slightly. That helps with browning. Okay, that's good. So now, everyone's oven is a little different, but I find about 15 to 18 minutes. They'll rise, the outside will become nice and crisp. You want them still soft in the center, so, and a toothpick inserted into the center will come out clean. Okay, so our cornmeal scones are done. Place your baking pan on a wire rack. Turn beautiful golden brown. They're firm on the outside. Toothpick inserted in the center will come out clean. So I'm going to let them cool a few minutes and then use my spatula to transfer them to the wire rack to finish cooling. When we come back, we will try one. Okay, so let's try one. They're still a little warm. You can see inside. very flavorful. You got the orange, you got the currants, and cornmeal gives it like slightly nutty, and the texture is a little crumbly and grainy, which is really nice. So, you know, the first day you eat them, the outside crust will be nice and crisp, but once you cover them and store them like overnight, that outside crust will soften. But you know what? They're still really good the next day, and you can freeze them. So try this one. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.